Ladies and gentlemen, your next match of the evening to be fought over three-minute rounds under amateur mixed martial arts rules in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the cage with a mixed martial arts record of 3 victories, 2 defeats. Representing KC Fight Base, please welcome Mark Smith. And his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He enters tonight with a mixed martial arts record of 3 victories, 1 defeat. Representing Fight Factory, please welcome Pierre. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Paul Crossley.
Referee Paul Crossley about to get this one underway. 3 3-minute rounds if they need them in the FCC amateur lightweight division. Mark Smith in the black trunks, Aaron Pierre in the red with black trim. Brad Wharton and Ian Jez Cook calling the action for you at Cage Side Live from Bolton's Macron Stadium. We've seen both these young men before on FCC, Jez. Aaron Pierre representing Fight Factory. Smith representing KC Fight Base and HAMMA. Smith closing his man down early, pinning him up against the cage. Good head pressure there from Smith.
Yeah, he's looking there to pick the ankle.
Staying busy there, knee to the body from Smith, of course. Knees to the head, no longer allowed under the new unified amateur rules. Great job from Pierre to just turn his man away, step back and reset.
Yeah, he's very calm there, wasn't he, when he was up against the cage. Waited for the right opportunity, shifted his body weight. Another nice exchange from these two guys.
Both men throwing heavy leather early on here. Pierre winging that big right hand.
Yeah, just whistled past the face of Mark Smith. Not quite got his range yet.
A lot of support for both fighters here at the Macron. Smith taking centre of the cage, stalking his man down. Pierre though throwing a few devastating strikes out, not able to find a home as of yet.
No, but he's throwing them with very low hands, which leaves himself open. Mark Smith is taking the opportunity to grab hold of his man. He's got him right up against the cage again, putting his pressure on. As we know, Brad, these exchanges here do sap a lot of energy.
Absolutely, for both fighters, you know. Aaron Pierre being made to carry the weight of his opponent. Smith obviously exerting energy, forcing his man into the cage. From memory, Smith likes that grinding, grappling style. More than happy to wear his man out against the fence here in the early offing.
Good defensive work by Pierre. Looking to control that wrist, prevent both hands from wrapping around, and the takedown. Doing everything necessary as it stands.
Fighting for those underhooks so he can turn off the cage. And he does, steps away again. Textbook stuff there from Aaron Pierre. Again, winging the big right hand. Smith really needs to keep that guard up when Pierre's in striking range. Final 10 seconds of the round. Nice knee to the body from Pierre. Interesting first round there, Jez.
Yeah, certainly Pierre looks to be the more comfortable in these stand-up exchanges, with Smith really looking to grind out. He's been unsuccessful. He wanted to get those takedowns, but Pierre proving that he's no walkover.
Going to be an interesting one for the judges to score here, Jez. I mean, we saw Smith have periods of cage control, obviously pinning his man up against the cage. Aaron Pierre, the more active striker, certainly, but did whiff a lot of those shots. It wasn't always 100% accurate with what he was throwing.
I'd like certainly Pierre in the second start working that jab a little bit more, find his range, and then start throwing that right. He's come close, but yeah, look, it's not enough.
The combination striking, as you say, Jez, you really can't put a price on it. And keeping that jab in your opponent's face, not only does it keep him honest, it blocks the vision, it allows you to set up those follow-up strikes.
And a tactic I feel not used enough, certainly in the amateur ranks, but he started off well.
Pair of head kicks, and Pierre again landing the right hand. Went for the uppercut there, then threw it over the top. Not a huge impact, but an impact nonetheless. Mark Smith back to the bully tactics now, keeping his head in the pocket, forcing his man onto the cage. Pierre fighting his way out, turning, punching on the break. Good to see from Pierre, keeping active with the strikes in all phases of the game.
But he's been there twice before in the first, and he feels comfortable and relaxed. He knows if he's in that position.
There's the jab from Pierre, Superman punch, leg kick. Mixing the strikes up a little bit now, Jez, and you can already see the level of success is increasing ever so slightly for Aaron Pierre at this point.
Yeah, he's finding his rhythm, isn't he, now? That jab used effectively, just to measure his man.
Oh, caught his man low there. And the referee says no, the referee says carry on. Mark Smith complaining of a low blow. The referee said no, that wasn't low, carry on fighting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that on a replay. Obviously it's affected Smith, both physically and mentally.
Smith going back to playing spoiler now, trying to catch his breath.
Good balance there by Pierre, throwing him some knees for good measure.
Far be it from us to say what the intention was on that, but those shots to the midriff there, they can win you, they can take the air out of you. But Smith was clearly complaining of a low blow. The referee obviously much better placed to judge where that shot landed than we are here at cage side. As you say, just be very interesting to check that out on the replay.
Well, as we know, you catch a blow in that instant, it wipes you out. And Smith looks like he's not had any long-lasting effects. So, as it stands, the right decision here from the referee to continue the action.
Nice two-piece from Mark Smith there. Both men trading big shots. Smith just caught the shoulder. And there's a lot of blood coming from the nose, and Mark Smith now took a big shot to the nose. We may be broken. Final 10 seconds of the round, and the corner are calling for the underhook and the uppercut, I believe, from Aaron Pierre. Just wanting to capitalise on that damage.
But a very interesting round that. Lots of action here at FCC 18. But certainly you've got to feel that round has got to go to Pierre.
Absolutely.
Really came out and was very effective with his striking.
Aaron Pierre landing some great shots in that round. The combination strikes, Jez, that's just what we talked about at the end of the first round. He started mixing it up. He threw the jab. He went Superman punch, right low kick. And in doing so, he's thrown his man off. He doesn't know where the next strike's going to come from. And we saw Aaron Pierre have a lot more success on the feet than he did in that first round. Still potentially all to play for, though.
Yes, but that could be a high-scoring round there for Pierre. Very high-scoring. Certainly, Mark Smith will need to come out here and really stamp some authority if he wants to walk away with a victory.
And again, it'd be interesting to see how that facial injury affects Pierre. If his nose is broken, it doesn't look to be out of joint. It could just be busted up. If it is broken, could it affect the breathing? Nice short right hook there from Mark Smith. Pierre, though, charging his man into the cage. A change of tactic here in the third round. from Aaron Pierre, and that nose really is bleeding a lot now, Jez, and broken or not, with that amount of blood flowing, it really is going to affect the breathing of Mark Smith here.
It's like a leaky washing machine, that nose, dripping all over the place.
Unbelievable.
The action right in front of us. And that nose obviously causing Mark Smith a lot of problems.
Right, it's the third round. His breathing is going to be more laboured anyway, you would think. Not to say that the man's not in great shape. Both fighters clearly are. Aaron Pierre with the takedown though, and that could be crucial here, Jez.
Yeah, both these guys in great condition, but so deep into this fight. And with restricted breathing, this certainly plays into the hands of Aaron Pierre, who's capitalising, dominating on the ground here. The action right in front of us at cage side. Mark Smith's calling out, encouraging him that they've got to do something. He's got to pull something out of the bag.
You see the back of Aaron Pierre there, just decorated with Smith's blood from that facial injury. Smith trying to get his back on the cage here to stand up. Like you say, Jez, but very much like a leaky washing machine, and Aaron Pierre putting his man through a spin cycle here. I think maybe you should share that bottle with me.
Would be my pleasure.
Aaron Pierre pinning his man down there, looking to put the forearm across the head, create some space to posture up. Smith staying busy on the bottom. Really is losing a lot of blood here though, Jez. That must be playing havoc with his breathing pattern.
Well, it just makes things so slippery in the grind, in the grapple. Blood getting everywhere. Really a test for both guys. But the action is still very much constant. Pressure being applied by Pierre at all times into the last 10 seconds of the fight.
Pierre looking to pin his man back down again. Smith throwing a few short rabbit punches, nothing of any substance. Both men fighting to the bell. And that really was a rough and tumble fight, Jez.
A classic grind. But certainly Aaron Pierre confident that he secured a victory here.
I think very possibly you're right there, Jez. 2 rounds to 3 in my book. 2 rounds to 1 even. Pierre coming on strong in the second, clearly taking the third. Fantastic stuff from the man from Fight Factory.
Who just grew with confidence, really. The first one on edge, but as he moved into the second, and certainly the third, took control, took command.
And we'll throw it to Jonathan Millard, who'll make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. With a unanimous decision, your winner in the red corner, Aaron Pierre. And let's hear it for his opponent. Let's hear it for Mark Smith.